are. For those who have not been here, the X's are where the horses live, and that's how people get around. And you're going to notice that church has a livery stable.
We're so close. There's not that many of us. We could.
Literally right here.
It's not COVID
So there's
anymore.
a livery stable right back there.
So all the X's are
horses.
Horses.
Yeah, here's.
I remember that when you showed it to us.
This,
And there's that house Margaret liked so much.
This is when it was a vacant lot to begin with. This is before Pryor Brown, so this is 1884. And then you'll notice last week we talked about the Methodist Church, and here's where Church Street Methodist ultimately evolved to. And then remember last week, well, ultimately it's over on Henley, you're right, but evolved from Clinch to there to...
What is that one down there?
That's Presbyterian. We'll talk about that. So if you'll notice, beyond Prince, which is Market, it's really residential in 1840. I'm sorry, 1884. You want to pass that one. And then we have
I remember.
the 1890 map.
That's before Pryor.
Thank you so much. And
This is where we are. Yeah, like where our office
we are...
what was where our office?
I'm going to show you in just a second. We are...
I can't read it.
We're like this. Yeah, I can blow it up on my phone or send it to you. We're right here in 1890. Okay, so see there's some buildings here. Oh wait, no. We're still at the vacant lot, but this livery stable over here has Pryor Brown's name on it. And it's
Is that
across
where
the
this
street.
one was?
Yep.
That building is?
And it looks a little more elaborate.
Let's see what.
And then there's a small building, it looks like a dwelling on the corner. And then still in 1890, gets very residential after Market Street, but right there's the Presbyterian Church. I'm sorry, the Church Street Methodist Church.
Okay.
There's 1890. And then we have 1903, and we are doing this without my glasses, you guys. We're right here. Okay, so look here. Now we can see this big livery stable, and we're going to talk about that. That's where Pryor Brown is, and across the street is a pretty significant building now. And then if we keep going past Market, which is this, we see it's gotten a little more commercial. We see it's gotten a little commercial. There's this building here that's interesting, but you can see once you're past Walnut, even in 1903, still very residential. And then 1917, it gets busy real fast. And
The residences are replaced by businesses.
yes, commercial. It gets very commercial pretty quickly in 1917. Here we are on Church and Gay. That's going back that direction.
And how did that work? Were people renting those their apartments, or were they considered houses, or the buildings themselves?
It's a lot of different kinds. And there are some apartments that are, there's apartments, hotels, offices. We're going to talk about all those. But I want you to notice Pryor Brown is now starting to look like, because remember this 1917 map, hey, goes up, it's updated to 1950, and Pryor Brown has become more about cars. So I'm going to pass those two around. So if we can kind of like not let those get schlepped together, then we'll, I'm going to borrow, when that one gets back to me, I need it, but go ahead and send it around. We're going to, because they're 1884.
Into my mind from the last week. The other one. No, did y'all get to see it?
So the other thing is, there's
That's a good idea.
there's some Easter eggs potentially along the way, although some have been stolen already.
I've already seen them.
Oh, okay. Well, whoever gets the most Easter eggs, you get to pick a local lore topic, and I'll write a whole Facebook post about it.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Be careful because they might
But, yeah, don't.
That's true.
We're heading that way.
I'm so.
You ain't wrong.
I'm so.
You ain't wrong.
Hold on to it.
I'm so not trusting.
Is there anything else I want to picture?
Well, she shows us.
I'll give them all to you.
Okay.
But we studied those. She had to pull them up when it was raining last week.
Oh,
So we
okay.
saw them a lot. Plus, gosh, when was that? Yeah. Yeah.
This is I'm Mindy, and this is my sister-in-law, Robin.
Hi, Robin. I'm
And our
Jennifer.
husbands were going to catch up to us.
So, this is what we're approaching. Is I told you this one's going to be sad. So, also. There it is. First egg found.
Oh, she already knew.
I saw that one get placed.
My legs up.
Maybe on video.
Okay, so this is sad. What's here? This is what used to be there. This was the Empire Building. Swing it around.
And it was built.
That's what's there.
Built when?
Empire Building was built in the early around 1900. I think it was under construction 1901, 1902.
When did it come down?
A lot of the stuff came down in the late 60s, early 70s, and there's one building came down in the 80s, so some people might remember it, but some people might remember the 60s or 70s, not to make assumptions about people's age here today. But anyway, on the back, on the back side of this, this is jumping a little ahead because we have a whole Market Street one, but look at the blue circle. And if you've ever been on Central Street, this is what a blue circle looks like. And it was on the other side of the building.
Yeah, there was a blue circle down on the wall.
What is one on Broadway?
It's like a crystal. Like a crystal.
Or a White Castle.
More of a
One of
cult.
them sold for 10 cents, the other for 12 cents.
Blue circle was a cult thing.
I was kind of thinking about crystal on the way down here today.
Maybe you haven't.
Might have to get some crystals on the way back.
So when we get to the other side, we'll take the picture.
So Market was actually Prince.
Yes.
And when did that change?
Didn't we say last week
We may have.
2 weeks ago.
And I cannot remember when we decided. We can check. I bet on the 17. I bet we'll check on the 1903 map when it flips around. But there's somebody.
I see something on the ground.
Somebody shook it.
Right here.
It's
Somebody.
already. It's
Somebody.
It's empty.
Look at the egg. You get to count them. Oh.
You still get the egg. Okay, so let's talk about Pryor Brown. This is what we remember, right, from last week.
From last week.
Yeah. This I know. This is what we remember from last week, right?
Yeah.
That Pryor Brown. And I have, if anybody's interested, if you'll text me, Jack Neely in the Knoxville History Project wrote a really cool, I read it this morning, article about the Pryor Brown building, and it's worth reading. So I can just send me a text and I'll text it back to you. But that's what we know as Pryor Brown. Okay. Send it around. So again, remember I showed you on the map that Pryor Brown was originally about horses. So this is the first Pryor Brown Garage.
So that was the livery stable.
And it's the livery stable one.
Question.
Yes.
Where's the new livery stable?
Where the horses,
Jennifer's
it's in
farm.
Strawberry, yeah. The
They
police
said they
horses.
had. Yeah, they said they had something downtown. But I asked the police officer.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's a good question.
We
I
haven't
gotta find that out.
we haven't found that out
They're
yet.
kept at Strawberry Plains, though.
Are
They
they?
were being trained. They were being held.
Okay.
Yeah.
So there was.
Could you repeat that?
The police
hear about
horses.
They have 2 police horses downtown now.
Oh.
You see them in the old city during games.
Oh.
Like
Yeah.
baseball games.
What is that? I don't know what's going on here.
So
This is where it used to be.
that is part of Pryor Brown, but there's the mystery. And the reason I looked up Jack's article is because I was like, what is that? So I'm determined to solve the mystery. And when you blow up the picture, there are some address clues in there. So I'm going to try to figure out what that is.
So
But I don't know. It claims to be part of Pryor Brown.
Pryor Brown Transfer Company.
Yeah.
So was the livery called Pryor Brown at that
Yes.
time? It was.
Mhm. Yeah, he started with horses.
No.
The last livery stable in Knoxville was in Old City. Do you know where the Crown and Goose used to,
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
vacant spot? Right around there that was the last one in the 40s because they kept horses around into the 40s because of if you had something heavy like piano or furniture, the engine didn't have the horsepower for a period of time to haul like really heavy things.
Okay.
Yeah. Yes.
I have a topic, a point of interest. At Gaytop, you know, they have a cemetery of some of the city horses.
Really?
Did you not know
What?
that?
No.
Yeah.
Oh,
Where?
I'm going to have to go do that.
You didn't know that?
No, Ronnie, you
When
didn't
the-
tell me.
When the city had mules and horses, their
Buried.
burial grounds is Gaytop.
Well, how can I go there?
Well, the gardens were
Next,
open.
the Dogwood Arts Festival
Listen,
next
you'll
year when
have
they
to-
do the gardens.
Next
Dr.
year.
Solomon, you can talk to Dr. Solomon and probably go over there. Did you have a photo of it? Do you have a photo of it?
So, this building, we're going to talk about it when we do the Market Street version of this. But this one is significant in the development of Sequoia Hills.
Really?
And, yeah, it's sort of got a lot of real estate people didn't fare well in that, and then
Is that the one where the realtor killed himself?
Yeah.
Is that the same building?
yeah,
Yeah.
that's the general building. Talahi,
Huh.
Robert Faust. Yep.
See, I retain information.
This is the, they call that the deceleration building, right?
The what?
Deceleration building or whatever.
The
they call it.
Defederation building.
What is it?
The general
Where
building?
Where they come over the edge,
Oh, I don't know
You know
that.
that? They do it once a year. They have to go to the roof. And this is it.
They rappel down it.
Rappel down off the roof.
Wow.
Yeah, they walk the street off and they rappel once a year. I forget which event it is, but they do it off the
It's a fundraiser for somebody.
So the Empire building that's missing here was 7 stories, and it was described as like a substantially tall building, and they also mentioned the Emporium on the other end of town. But 7 stories is not that. This was taller, built later in the 20s. You know.
But you missed the main fact about this building.
Tell me. No, it's like that's why we do it.
Why is it, Brian?
I don't know, Ronnie.
So important about this building.
I don't know.
Jennifer's office is in there.
Oh,
That's
she
where
practices
Rebecca's
real
office
estate
is.
there. Oh,
And Rebecca's too.
she practices real estate there.
Yeah.
Okay, so the Cherokee building.
You might want to walk across the street. There might be an egg over there.
Oh yeah.
Is there? Do we know there is?
I've been in this one, and I've been up on the roof.
Do we know there is?
Building is where Knoxville Business College started. And Rebecca's grandfather's real estate office. Right now there's only one.
Up.
There you go. Egg.
I got one, and mine has still got chocolate.
Had melted. This used to be a meat restaurant.
I don't know. I was about to say. I thought Drawn's was in the Denver building right over there.
Yeah.
So Knoxville Business is here. And
They moved over there.
Eventually they went down the street.
To the
Drawn's
keyhole
was over
building.
there. Yeah.
Because my grandmother went to it when it was in the
Yeah, I think they're doing
They had a guy went in one time and kidnapped everybody in the school.
Oh.
And had a gun and went in and captured everybody in the school. And my cousin was a policeman.
Look at the doggy. Look at the doggy. Look at the dog. Oh, the best part right there, the dog.
I'm not sure I want to go. Is it an Aussie Doodle?
And she's doing every Sunday. If you go to her local Lore Facebook or Instagram page, it's got a list of all the local Lore walks, and they're all downtown this year every Sunday.
Boy or girl?
He's a boy.
Girl.
Turbo.
Sweet.
I can't hear.
Turbo. Boy.
I'm a little bit confused because research. I kind of went off other people's research, and I'm not sure that it's.
So she's telling us all the buildings
what you said.
But Knox Heritage said it was it was a doctor's office early on, and that makes sense based on what I saw in the newspaper.
I've
But
been in that building.
if you look at the 1917 sandboard map floating around, it says that there was a radio station in there. And I
Oh,
looked it up, and
cool.
It's WIBK.
IBK?
This one
I
is
BK.
BK.
One in
Wibbick.
there you can tell it's padded where it
It's a
has
frog with a
Oh,
speech
yeah, yeah,
impediment.
And then this house too was actually, because it's been completely remodeled, was in, what's the name of that magazine that's more modern furniture, modern design.
Architectural life.
Yeah, no, it's like, oh gosh, what is it? Dell?
Well,
Yes.
well.
Dwell. Yeah. So it's really cool, but beautiful on the inside.
And there was a prominent lawyer named Eli around town. So,
Is that where it came from?
and then I think somebody referred to it as the Elysian building, but I'm not. This one is a bit of a mystery, but I'm keeping looking because
Yeah,
you were
we
interested.
put an offer in. I mean, my client's put an offer in, but supposedly another one came in too, but she doesn't want to look at anything unless it's full price. So, but yeah, it's really,
That
really
was
nice
on the
inside.
Knox Heritage walking tour, but then also AIA did it. You could
It is.
tour it
Yeah.
through AIA.
Yeah, it was 2 floors. And then downstairs you could.
I didn't realize Cynthia Moxley, Moxley lives right here.
Look in the tree over there.
Oh,
What are we looking at? Oh.
We hit the tree.
Oh yeah.
Oops.
You should look it up.
mine is a $10 bill.
You lie. You lie. You lie.
Okay. Here's more sad. Are we ready for more sad?
I just thought I'd get everybody.
Well, you did. I was asking.
So far, everybody's got one.
All right. This is what's missing from this whole block.
Oh my gosh, that's sad.
This is Man's Mortuary. This is the end of it.
Really? The ones that are across from Krispy Kreme now?
Yeah. And there's a front and a back.
Oh wow. Why in the world are they?
Oh yeah, they had to bring the bodies in the back,
What the
Yeah.
heck is going
There's
on at the
a
top of
there's
that
like a
walnut building?
see that thing on the
just like
Christmas tree.
McCarty's mortuary. They brought them in on the bottom. Oh,
So that's the back of it?
That's the front. And that right there.
So what's going on in that building? It's missing windows.
Yeah, they're renovating it.
they're renovating it.
Here's another picture of it.
Has Ronnie got one? Ronnie found one.
No, that's the house before, that was there before.
Oh, that's cool.
And then across, get ready to be super sad.
Oh yeah.
Across the street over here,
Ross
Ross Flats.
That was
Ross Flats.
Why would you tear that down?
And this is associated with ML Ross, which we've seen the ML Ross house in Fort Sanders. That's what's missing there.
Why in the world? Yeah, because you can see this building, right?
Oh, I don't know why I'm taking a picture of it. I can just scan it.
Yep. Yeah, I should have told you that.
Well, I mean, I kind of thought it, but didn't.
Okay, so
Look at this. This is where they're building that.
yeah, so this one, look at this one. If you look back here, they're building that general building that I told you about, and look at that little construction shack. And this says FM George, which is a locksmith, but I think this says lawn mowing. Like they were doing some lawn mowing.
Well, mow the yard and fix the
When did
Lost.
Knox Heritage start up to try and save some of these buildings that should never have been done?
Not soon enough.
Well,
No, they fought for this. This was in '87. This came down in '87.
That's awful.
Yeah. And then can I see the back of this?
You can have the whole thing.
Okay, more
Watch out,
sadness.
we gotta move out of there.
More sadness. This is Second Press, which is now on Kingston Pike, and
Yeah.
is what the library replaced.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah, that's right.
That's nuts. More things down.
That's depressing. No, it's.
You don't even want to touch it?
Well, I have.
You have your eggs.
I should have brought a
Can I
basket.
give you this? Thank you. Okay, let's keep going.
Would they have had a fire station?
Okay, these are my favorite two right here. So let me get this straight. We'll look at that one on the way back. So if you stand right here, Well, actually behind us. See those arches on that?
Yeah, that's
there.
that.
They are on the right. But look down where the library is.
There's a deli.
You can see that building
Yeah.
and the library beyond it, and then
There's
look
a deli
across.
here on the right here.
Yes, and then look across the street. There's the Eli building right there. We got there.
Well, look at that building. I mean, it's empty.
Eli building, I think, has a building.
Yes, look at those windows up there. They're empty.
Yeah, they're renovating it.
Yeah, that's the Cherokee, and that's the Eli.
So right here is part of it.
Right there is the top corner of maintenance, the mortuary, and then that building's there.
Oh, I see. Okay.
And then look across the street. Across the street, what you will see is something called Christenberry Infirmary. And like they took out a lot of tonsils.
So is that the Christenberry doctors?
Yes. And then the ACUF clinic, which was right across the street. Herbert ACUF. So this was kind of a doctor's.
I only knew Christenberry Clinic being in Fort Sanders.
Yeah, so that's where Christenberry Clinic.
So it was downtown, and then it went to West Fort Sanders. He was right here, and then he went to Fort Sanders.
Eye doctor when we were.
Oh, in the medical arts.
No, he was. Dr. Christopher was baby doctor or something.
Yeah,
that's right.
yeah.
Our eye doctor was on the next street over, at Hoskins or something.
So we'll walk down.
This was the Bell South building at one time.
So this was Mann's. This was the mortuary.
Wow. Did not know Mann's was downtown.
And then this was the telephone building. And they're 60s and 70s.
So there's nothing except Yassine's in there right now.
I think they're.
I mean, you can tell it's empty all the way up.
Ronnie's got an egg. Ronnie's got an egg.
You got a second one?
He's got an egg.
You're awful, Ronnie.
How does it work with Knox Heritage when if they have identified a building that they think is
They put it on the
worthy
fragile
of
15.
saving, then do they submit something to the city council?
They
or-
go and advocate at city council, and I think they have like a fragile and 15. They have an advocacy committee. I mean,
They try to raise the funds for it, but Knox.
How many people here are members of Knox Heritage?
I photographed for them.
Oh, never mind. I won't give my opinion then.
okay, we're gonna walk
Oh, squirrels.
I got a phone that's
So tell me what you think about Knox Heritage.
I'll tell you what.
Subscribe.
It goes way back. It goes more than 20 years back. I'll tell you when I'm not recording on video one day.
There's nothing wrong
I need to do. No,
with an old grudge
no, absolutely not.
that festers and
Nah. It was probably just personalities, and that person's not there anymore, so it's all good. Ah, she's found one.
Oh, yes. Oh, wait.
Is there one along in here?
In the middle of the creek.
I don't think so.
Oh, Mindy, you're so bored. Wait, you're cold. Go there.
Where? It's probably been stolen. There it is. I got an assist from Ronnie.
They put crosswalks in for a reason.
I know. Crosswalks, nah.
Okay, so now we have the Hotel Arnold.
Hotel Arnold.
The Hotel Arnold.
Okay. Is that Oliver's brother?
So that is church. We're on church here, right?
Right.
And that is Locust. I mean, that is it's
Huh.
Locust. So it's on. That's it's what?
To the Miller building?
Yes.
Really?
There's Hotel Arnold.
Can we talk about the Miller? My first real job, I went in and bought ties in the Millers when it was open.
From out west and come down here and shop at Millers.
I love this Millers.
And Riches.
I don't remember Riches.
I remember, yeah. I know
Well,
it's used.
Really?
They-
It was
I had one
Riches,
on,
then Millers, and Hess's, and now it's just.
Well, but they had one on Gay Street, because if you go, what is that, Cafe 4 where the opening is? If you walk straight back to Gay Street, that building says something like that.
To the Miller building, but I knew it was this.
And the Millers were local, right?
I'm just trying to find where the. Yeah, he lived on. I think they were, but I'm not sure. I've never seen a Miller's anywhere else.
I think they were local.
I worked at the Miller's down on Gay.
Oh, did you really?
When I was in college.
All the buses come down here.
It may be a ball game. Maybe.
Did you mention
What time was the Smokies?
Yeah.
Hey, Ronnie wants to ask you a question.
Are you done this way?
I mean, I try to get my friends to do this. Yeah, and well, now the town's doing fine.
You're not late. Why is that a requirement?
I'm looking at that thinking, don't.
I mean, why? Don't lean or sit on the wall.
You might flip over if you sit on it. You'll flip over.
But lean?
I mean, that is not.
I'm sure you did. I'm sure you didn't put a
Yeah.
second Presbyterian.
Yeah, that big Gothic. I think it was Gothic.
Wait, so they moved all the way down
To Kingston Pike.
to where they are now? See the wall?
Just on the no, they're on the other. No, that's Cedar Springs. Second is just beyond Concord Street, right there where Nealon and Concord come into Kingston Pike, just west of there. Before you get to Calvary Baptist on the left, next door to the Tennessee Valley Unitarian Universalist Church.
Why do they want this space so badly for the library?
Yeah, what happened? How did the library end up with this?
That is a good. That's a good.
A local lore topic.
A good local lore topic. So it was there for 50 years.
Because I'm sure the city and county didn't buy it until it became available.
Location, but you would think there would be plenty of other.
All right. So they're renovating all of the Walnut building except for the first floor for now.
We survived without seatbelts and metal dashes.
Oh wait.
What?
Hotel Arnold was on the other side.
Huh? Oh, is there something on the other side?
No, Hotel Arnold was on the other side.
Well, you don't have to correct it. You correct it on the video. You don't have to correct it to the masses. It's all good, Jennifer.
It's all good. I wasn't wearing my glasses.
It's all good. I'm not wearing mine either. I forgot to wear mine last night to the
Yeah.
Easter service at church.
Does that say Hotel Arnold?
I can't read that.
I think it says Hotel Arnold. That looks like Second Pres, which is where the library would have been.
Right.
And that looks like Mann's. So
Right.
Hotel Arnold's on the same side.
Oh, well.
I know. Well, you can blow it up online.
Yeah.
Arnold was on the other side. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, I was at my queue.
So it was next to Second Press.
Yes.
And so Miller's is the other example of the 60s and 70s.
Right.
That's what everything is.
I mean, I was able to shop. I was able to shop in the late 90s at that, late 80s at that Miller's.
Okay.
Oh, there's a wedding. That's the one Ronnie found that
Ronnie
one.
got it. Okay, Ronnie.
Ronnie got it. It was yellow. Ronnie got it. Ronnie got it when you're talking about the Eli building.
This building is currently for sale. Is that right?
Is this one?
Yeah, this one is.
Is there only one residence in it?
No, yes.
Okay.
But the appraiser thinks you can put 2 condos underneath it.
Oh, really?
Maybe one. I don't see 2, but maybe one. Maybe.
So the blue circle is like right over there.
Near where the History Center is?
Yeah, I was gonna do. The hard thing is keeping up with all these.
I know.
Yeah. But I mean, someone just finished.
You got to make them loose because you got to pass them around. It'd be cool to put them in like a small binder. But when you got to hand them around,
It's too.
makes it difficult.
When I worked for Whittle, we called this the TNB building.
Third National. Oh, I remember that bank.
Everything 100%.
But we called it TNB.
Huh.
Here's another.
And it was one of our 5 buildings.
Oh, wow. Look at those cars.
This is what I wanted to hold up. I want you to shoot. Let's shoot this. No, show the picture.
Whoops, I'm sorry, Jay.
You know what I mean?
Okay, yeah. They're relatively about the. It's a little bit higher than the second center,
Yeah.
but huh.
So this building, when we get out here to the corner, I'll show you.
So what are they going to do? I keep hearing all these.
It's going to be a skyscraper bigger than any other
Hotel
skyscraper.
Arnold was on that side.
Oh.
My cue was to talk about the 60s and 70s at Miller's. But then I think I didn't wear my glasses.
It's going to be taller than the UAB building.
What kind of a building is it?
I'm sure it'll be.
Office?
Yeah, I'm sure.
Because then I had heard at one point they were doing condos. And they
I
were
mean,
taking over that too. Are they taking over
They're
that?
taking the whole block's what I've been told.
Okay.
So it's gonna put
Who has it?
Wallace. It's gonna put Wallace in the shadows.
So,
Oh no, who is?
Bright
Who,
lights in the shadow, you know.
I thought I looked it up on the tax record.
I can't think of what her name is.
oh, it's Kelly Conley.
No.
The new owner.
No, it's
We
not.
looked at the
new.
tax record. She's owned it.
So it's Mike and Kelly Conley, right? That's she was the one that was there when they talked about tearing it down.
Well, maybe it is.
Mike's-
I don't know. I'll have to look. When it wasn't a
Regal.
cottage.
We were going to call you.
Well, you should have.
No, and ask you what you're telling us now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'll look it up tonight or maybe tomorrow.
Tell us.
No promise.
Sell it all.
Do you? Okay.
Sell all the.
All right. Let's not tell any more on YouTube. Look, don't
Okay.
fall, Rebecca.
This will go across because it'll
Well,
look better.
it doesn't matter.
We'll jaywalk on the YouTube.
Don't you do that on the YouTube.
Oh, okay. Little ducklings. Oh, I got Tesla.
All right, there we go. This is a better shot. Oh my gosh, that's cool looking.
Mercantile building is
Bombs.
missing.
And aren't they the ones that grew all the flowers down on Bomb
That's
Drive?
a late 60s, early 70s picture.
Yeah.
That'd be cool if that was.
So is that our building, where our building is?
Yeah, well, I mean,
Yeah.
it's over here on the corner, but.
Yeah.
Oh, no, you didn't. She'll repeat it.
Yeah, Mercantile building was here. You do?
But they grew all their flowers down on Bomb Drive. Oh, is this where we're looking
So
the other way?
They had flowers there too.
This is that way. You can see
Flower
Pryor
shop.
Brown right
I thought
here.
it was.
And there's another florist right there.
Wow.
There's Pryor Brown. That's
Well, you
like
know
if
why the
you're-
florists were there? It's because you had the funeral home right there.
Oh, aren't you smart?
Tell them about the building, how tall the building right there is gonna be.
Taller than Jake's.
Oh, do we know what's going to be there?
Taller than
Mixed
Jake's.
use.
All I know is it's going to be taller than Jake's.
So is Patel still doing it, or?
That's what we thought it was Patel,
But it's not.
but we don't know.
Which building is Jake's?
The bank building.
The first one, the square one, not the round one.
Glass building first.
Okay, here's this
Jake,
one.
Jake Butcher built the square one. His brother CH built the round one.
This is what's missing out of this block. And down at the bottom, you can see the Elliott and the Keystone.
Yeah.
And we're gonna walk down there.
Oh yeah, you can see it.
But there's no eggs down there.
No, our eggs got stolen down there.
Oh, well, somebody was hungry.
Yeah, they were.
Huh.
They needed it.
They needed the
The hors
plastic.
the hors d'oeuvres at the courtyard weren't as good as the eggs. You got a picture of the new Sentinel down here?
I think isn't it that right there?
That's it. Yeah. That's it. Yeah.
Yeah, when I was in college, I like worked in their call center for 2 minutes.
Really?
Yeah.
Who's that?
The new Sentinel. They used to be where the courtyard residence is. You know, I've never walked on this side of the courtyard to notice that that's where you check in and check out.
You know when this is supposed to be completed, where Tennessee Theater?
Oh, you know when Tennessee Theater's gonna be done?
So here's what we call the Keystone Building, and 50 Landmarks, which is kind of like a book that somebody wrote with landmarks around downtown in the 70s, I think. So this was built in 1916, but I think it's more. I think I read it. I think Knox Heritage says it's more like 1890.
Really?
Yeah, and that doctor that was in the Eli is associated with this building too, and so is Knoxville Business College, which Knoxville Business College was in the Cherokee as well. So, just seems like there was some kind of connection.
You think those three buildings were all built about the same time? Is that what?
Cherokee was built in 1910, and I think Eli was a little bit before that. And this one, 50 Landmarks says it's 1916. But
you think it was in the late 1800s?
Yeah.
And what makes you think
I think
that?
I read something from Knox Heritage.
Oh,
Yeah, when my
And so those are
And
residences.
notice how this buildings are buttressed.
Yes.
That's pretty cool.
Notice what?
Mm-hmm.
How this building is holding that building. Like the building's missing, but they've kept the buttresses in.
Oh yeah.
So we're assuming all those are residences now?
Yeah. Those are condos.
Yeah. The very first campaign I ever had in 1990, I had buttons made from a man that was down there in that underground.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that used to be where's
these and the one around the corner that you're talking about.
Eddie used to have pretty fun parties.
They're condos.
Here's the Elliott.
Oh,
So notice it's an apartment hotel,
oh, that's
and they had a coffee shop there called Jarvis's Coffee Shop.
yeah. Jarvis's apartment. Well, it says Jarvis's apartment, but
Huh.
I can't read it. It's too slow.
Yeah. Yeah. And I have a correction. The Hotel Arnold is on the other side. My note is that the Miller's building is from the 60s. Another example of 60s or 70s architecture.
Miller Building?
The Miller building. Yeah, and Hotel Arnold was across the street.
So they were next door to Second Press.
Second Press, Hotel Arnold.
And
This
there's
one
10
on the
Hotel
corner,
Arnold,
I
Second
think on
Press.
this on the corner, I think it's that level, and then it's also the lower level. It's part of the same one. It has a
Mortuary,
downstairs.
Undertakers. Then the Eli and the Cherokee. And then Pryor Brown.
They
So
kind
go
of do,
there. I
don't
guess
they?
it's
Yeah.
called
Empire.
I think it's just optical.
Oh, sorry.
General Building. Ross Flats.
I bought campaign buttons from a man who I don't know if he lived in it or if that was just his office where he made buttons, but he was in that door right there.
There's
In 19
building, and then
89, 1889, 89, 90.
Oh my gosh.
Mm-hmm.
That's cool.
Can't remember his
I
name.
remember when these would look very run down, but I could see past that, you know. I was like,
Right.
These buildings are gorgeous.
yeah, they're fantastic.
So they're all condos now, and look how shaded it is because of the
I know,
trees.
it's so lovely. Well, when you go in, too, not so much this one, but this one and the one around the corner, you go in and it has a really beautiful lobby.
Oh,
with a
really?
nice dark wood paneling.
Oh, really?
And I know the one around the corner has an elevator. I don't remember if this one does.
Huh.
That's 60s, yeah. So those three buildings,
Wow.
that's what they tried to do in the 70s. I mean, the library was up on the bond. We're going to talk about that. They tore that down. And then they just thought, well, it's going to just be like Jetsons downtown. But then everybody got in their cars and was like, we ain't parking. I wonder if there are any elevators going over here to stop. One of them there is. The cars were the problem. They still are. Yeah. But I mean, there was an attempt to have proper downtown buildings even in the mid-century. And then I think, and then you have this. This is like they're still building. This stuff is from like I think this is 80s or 90s. The century buildings.
Oh,
So I mean, people have continued to build. There's just a lot of. What's the sad part is the parking lots. Like we tore down Ross Flats to have a parking lot. You know what I mean?
And then we don't have
That
housing.
song goes.
And now we don't have housing. And we tore down the Man's, I guess Man's Undertaking was probably functionally obsolete, but still, I mean, I'll tell you, the house at the corner of 4th and Granger is an old Undertaker. And it's yellow, that one on the corner, and that's a house now. I've sold it a few times.
Well, and McCarty's Mortuary in Burlington is now a daycare.
Yeah. I mean, so they do get reused.
Talk about full circle.
Yeah.
It's a circle of
Yeah, blue
life.
circle.
And of course, we're not going to leave without mentioning we got first
And then
first pres.
We'll talk about First Pres when we
What
go
was
to
so
State Street.
cool? Big Ears used First Press this year.
New Sentinel?
Yep, did you mention that?
Yeah, we did.
And there's a picture that you can kind of see the New Sentinel building.
you and 999,000 other people.
I don't know how much ink's down in the ground here. 'Cause they printed there.
No, my brother did on weekends doing the inserts. They would come on Saturday night, work all night long, come home. My dad would hose them down in the driveway before they soon as they got out
Really?
of the car. Wouldn't even let them in the house. They'd be
That's
so
funny.
Inked up.
inked up.
Can I?
You could have walked it.
Is it one?
Yeah, you have it.
Oh,
There's the Elliott, so it's right over there.
oh, okay.
So this was New Sentinel, and I worked here for like a minute. Yeah.
1 minute.
Collecting.
The one thing that I like about Big Ears is they're utilizing the churches around town because of the acoustics. And this was the first year they ever used this church, and it was amazing. People said the concerts in there were amazing.
Well, it's still the
Because you know it's been
Best-
done in Los Angeles and New York.
first
before.
tour I ever did when I retired. Probably the best one I ever done was Jack Neal doing the 5 churches downtown.
Oh yeah.
It was amazing because we got to go in 4 out of 5. We didn't get to go to Church Street. Started at First Baptist, walked Church Street. David Collins came and talked about the church outside their architectural tours. This was the second one. The third one, or fourth one, was the Catholic Church, and the fifth one was Lutheran. Lutheran
wow.
back over here, right?
Yeah.
So by the time we walked from First Baptist to Church Street to here,
Some people dropped off.
40 to 50 of us. Between here and the Catholic Church, there was about 20 of us. Time we got back to Lutheran, there might have been 10 left. Daniel was one of them. Daniel, me and Daniel.
You were in there. I emailed them when we first started.
Then you find the sign in the
So the next one is, I'm out of town next weekend. I'm at a horse show, so
Surprise.
surprise, I'm at a horse show. But the next one is Union Avenue on May 4th, and it's also sad. Bring your tissue. Bring your tissue.